And we're back at the detention facility. The Denver police are now giving us a tour of the facility after the press stories that have aired about it. So let's go check it out.
So people that come through the process, after they throw through photo, booking, nurses station, fingerprints, they will be given an opportunity to make their own bond at that time. If they have the cash or choose to make their bond, they can make their bond right here, and then they will be released at the Denver County Jail. If they can't make their bond or choose not to make their bond, they will be transported from here to the city and county building, where they will receive an appearance before the court. Again, we let about 60 people an hour. So the first person through is going to take about 20 minutes. The 60th would take an hour. And you do the math from that. If you're 120, you'd be 2 hours. And
so 1 a minute, basically.
Once you're through the system, I mean, 5 people at a time will go through that.
No, I got you. So if you're number 400 in the system, it'll take you 400 minutes.
Roughly.
Wow. How do you get front in line?
Is it like a first come, first here, first process?
Yes. No, once they come in off the street, their handcuffs will be removed. They will retain an identifying armband number from the arrest point. So nominally 20 people per cell. And then you could have an additional 20 people going through a process here. Actually, holding capacity is nominally 400. There'll be 20 chairs inside. There'll be water inside. And again, the restroom facilities are available as needed. The officers will open the door and let them walk down to the restrooms and come back. 23 restrooms inside, 2 outside.
Well, when you say 23, are you talking about toilets or talking about porta potties?
Porta potties.
You're going to be in here?
Along the back wall and bedded out the side.
Okay.
The nurses here are nurses from our jails. There'll be 5 here, 24 hours a day. And so there's medications on site. And so we will follow our existing protocols that we do in the jails about providing medications to people. Those that have perhaps prescriptions that we don't currently provide today in the jail, they will be taken to Denver Health Hospital where they will receive whatever medications they require. The original plan when we first tried to set this up was to have the wire roof on top like it is going up today. We were told it couldn't happen. They had structural issues that they had to deal with. So our next alternative was the razor wire. I think in response to the community response to that, we had conversations with the mayor's office. We've always tried to be responsive to the community's interest in these things, and so we went back and we rethought those plans and we came up with a different system that would allow us to just have a lid on it instead of having the razor wire. Many people may passively protest and be arrested and will come through here. They will be passive. We don't anticipate problems with those people. But anytime you plan for an event like this, there are also groups out there who may be more violent. And so if you don't have any restriction on their movement, I mean, you can see from the size of this facility, somebody goes out one cell, somebody goes out another cell, they can go over cells and assault each other. We have opposing groups on different issues that may clash on the street. Now they're here, and we have an obligation to keep them safe. And we also have an obligation to keep our staff safe and provide an environment that is reasonably safe for them. And to have just the ability for 400 people to jump the fence, then we have an escape into the community because these doors don't lock from the inside. The signs are here because the Sheriff's Department does employ stun technology within the jails to control people that are aggressive, hostile, and violent that need to be controlled. It's one of the methods that we have for maintaining control. So because of the increased capacity of processing in Denver during this week, assuming nothing else is going on, we're actually going to split the city in half, really, and the eastern half will come to this facility, the western half will go to so the normal business would be split between this facility and the city jail. And the purpose of that is so that everybody who's arrested in Denver during this week is treated the same. Now, there are 2 exceptions. Persons that are arrested for felonies will continue to be processed to the city jail, and people that are arrested for domestic violence will be processed to the city jail. And the reason for that is that there are special dockets for those people that require the attendance of public defenders, DAs, and victims advocates. And we want to make sure that that system is, the integrity of that system is held. For persons who have cash or credit card that can make their own bond, there are 6 court bonding stations in the second office, which we'll walk down to in just a minute. There are 6 bonding stations there, bonding clerks. They'll be able to process a person's bond, with whether it's credit card or cash, and then we can again release them from the Denver County Jail. If they don't post bond here, they will go to the city and county building, where they will receive an appearance before the county courts, who have extended hours during this week, up till midnight. Following their appearance in court, again, they will be given an opportunity to make a bond. The judge could find them not guilty. The judge could decrease the bond. They could do a number of things. But at the end of that, if they still have a bond, they'll be given another opportunity to make it. If they choose to, they can make that bond at that time. If they can't or won't make it, they'll be held at the county jail. They will have access to attorneys at the city and county building once they get to court. So again, the same as we do at the city jail, there's no attorney access on the second floor while you're being processed. But our goal is to get them through here quickly, get them to the courthouse, but they will have access to their attorneys.
The proverbial phone call happens when?
As soon as they hit here, you'll see a number of banks of phones, so they'll be able to come out and make phone calls.
ACLU says that's a violation of the Colorado statute because attorneys need to meet with the client in the detention center or processing center. What do you have to say?
You're correct. That is what the ACLU said.
Would you know if Secret Service is going to be here, watching people, looking at people, anything like that? Any security, Homeland Security, anything like that going on here?
We haven't had any conversation with the Secret Service.
Would they be allowed if they wanted to?
The law enforcement, this is open to law enforcement.
It's open to law enforcement.
The fire department has been out and has signed off on our plans out here.
How much all this cost?
Our budget for the DNC from the grant was $500,000. That includes the staffing costs. I don't have the breakdown of exactly the equipment in here.
So, now you've seen the inside of the not-so-secret detention facility. It's Corinne McDermott for the uptake at the detention facility in Denver.